This is everything I have to eat in a day to cycle 80 miles across Japan. Our plan for today is to push about 130 kilometers further north from Otoineppu to Wakkanai. But first things first, it's time for some breakfast. So I headed downstairs in the guest house I was staying at, where I got this bowl of tamago kake gohan, which is essentially a raw egg served over hot rice that's seasoned up with some furikake. I'm generally not the biggest raw egg fan, but when you mix it into rice, it definitely levels things up. I also got this bowl of black buckwheat soba that's a specialty local to this village, and it has a distinct kind of grainy nuttiness to it. As I got rolling, the path ahead is quite remote. A little bit of forest, a little bit of farmland, and a whole lot of empty road. But I spotted a small town that had a Seiko Mart, so I wanted to test out some of their goodies. I've heard a lot about the hot food section here, so I started with this chicken nanban set that was loaded up with a peppery kind of mayo sauce and a little bit of tangy sweet sauce as well. To supplement that, I also got a steamed egg cake and a cantaloupe flavored ice cream cone bar. Insanely underrated ice cream flavor, by the way. Overall, nothing crazy here, but quite exquisite for a convenience store. As I continued on, this was feeling like a super smooth and mild ride, until my routing software decided it was time to do some off-roading through some overgrown forest paths, until eventually spitting me out in another tiny town for some lunch at this place that epitomizes the vibes of an average small-town Japanese restaurant. I decided to double up on meals and went with bowls of their jumbo katsudon and some miso ramen. The katsu on this don was definitely packing some immense thickness while still maintaining a beautifully moist interior and nice and crispy crust. And for the ramen, it had a nice bit of saltiness and a few different toppings that I hadn't seen before, including some pickled radish and stir-fried green peppers, which each definitely gave it some unique and interesting layers. As I made my way onward, the afternoon packed just a bit more, riding through some rolling farmlands before eventually descending into the home of the northernmost McDonald's in Asia, Wakkanai, Japan. As I was getting ready to cross the street, I looked right, all clear. Looked left, reindeer. I guess they just wander around here. But regardless, I checked into my accommodation for tonight for about $45, which got the job done, and then walked over to dinner, where I found this little restaurant that felt like a speakeasy. Dim lights, no windows. I had some intel that the fried meats here were supposed to be solid, so I went with my second fried pork cutlet of the day that came with some miso soup, rice, mustard, and most importantly, my very own bottle of tonkatsu sauce. The meat was hot and crispy, and the miso soup was strong. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the final day of riding.